This is Diversity Beyond the Checkbox bonus content where we get personal with our inspiring and accomplished guests after the interview. For the full podcast, visit beyondthecheckbox.com. Okay, let's jump into it. Josh, what is your guilty pleasure?
Oh, my guilty pleasure. So I've got a really guilty pleasure, I would say. Interestingly, I got through very early in life the rare moment I did get to spend time with my dad and his dad. They were fans of professional wrestling, and so we watched these old pay-per-views. We would go into the local tape store. We'd rent a bunch of these old videos and watch them. And so I still watch professional wrestling to this day. And so I'd be remiss to say that we've got a trampoline at our house, and my 5 and 7-year-old might know a few moves themselves. Luckily, they don't take it out on one another. So we found a way where, all of their tendencies to punch and hit each other, they actually, they've got large teddy bears that we do wrestling moves on all the time. So have found a way where it gets us active, and we get to do a little bit of acting and walking out to entrance music and things of that nature. So we have a lot of fun with it.
Oh, I love that. Josh, what is the best compliment you've ever received?
Oh gosh, the best compliment I've ever received. I did like the other day when my 7-year-old, as he was, depicting, my suaveness with women, he says. And meanwhile, like, I've never touched another woman other than my wife since I met her. But to him, he said something to the effect of, I know how to talk to women was my strength. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, you've only heard me talk to your mom. So like, where is this coming from? But supposedly he thinks I'm smooth operator. So I'll take it.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Josh, who would you like to be stranded on a desert island with?
I would say it is a very, very close call between Michael Jordan and Jay-Z. If I could somehow be stranded with both of them, I would. If I only got one, I would have to go with Michael Jordan, though.
Great answer. Josh, what do people often get wrong about you?
I think that the way that I can come across in work during a business day, very, very high sense of urgency. I think before I was comfortable coming out of my shell more and sharing more about myself and engaging people more, because that hasn't always come natural to me as an introvert that has to be an extrovert for business. I think there was a misunderstanding that I was some, cold, callous, didn't talk to people type of human being. And so I think that was one that very early on in my professional career, into my first few years at Vaco, I had that stigma of, oh, don't talk to him about anything that's personal or anything like that, because it just wasn't something that I was comfortable with at the time. So I think I've hopefully over time made people feel more comfortable about approaching me. And, that's been a big piece of the last 3-4 years of me just trying to show more of myself and know that creates room for others to do it too. Right. And so my relationship with a lot of my teammates has really improved since I've been more open. Right. And since I've opened the door for them to be more open as well.
Love that. And Josh, what's the one thing you can't live without?
The one thing I cannot live without is definitely my hip hop music. I through and through am an old school hip hop head, and I don't have the 30 minutes to an hour of music per day where I can get out of my head and get out of my day to day to really just disconnect, whether it's on a walk or The rare occasion I actually get to the gym and get to lift weights or what have you, it's definitely music, and specifically, it's New York grimy, gritty hip hop music from
I
from the
love it.
'90s.
That's
Yeah, that is
awesome.
it keeps me going. So still to this day, I go to I'll frequent dive bars to see older acts come through Raleigh, and so live music is a big part of just what I really enjoy. My wife hates, she's like, you're going to another show and staying up late and worried about what might happen. I'm like, hey, this is me, and you knew it when I was 19 and we
That's
met,
right.
so it's part of me.
I love it. Josh, thank you again so much for giving us some space to get to know you. This has been so much fun.
Absolutely, Jackie. You're most welcome. Thanks again for having me. I appreciate you.